Mark Rogers TV just a few minutes after Oregon crushes Arizona 51-13. So much for Arizona being the new Stanford, the new kryptonite in the Pac-12 versus Oregon. All that talk completely silenced very early in the game. Oregon dominated this game, so we don't really need to break down what could have happened, bad decisions, good decisions, what were the key points of the game, because this was a complete blowout. So we look at this performance by the Ducks and project it forward to who they could possibly play in the college football playoff: Florida State, Alabama, whomever. So if you look at the box score and see the first downs, a 3-1 advantage, Oregon over Arizona, 3-1 in total yardage. It was complete dominance, but that doesn't even come close to depicting the dominance physically in regards to physical strength. We don't hear that a lot from Oregon. And in terms of speed and athleticism from this Oregon Ducks team, and in terms of determination and execution offensively and defensively. And I want to focus on the Oregon defense for a change. The offense is elite, but the defense really won this game or made it a no contest. The Arizona defense actually held up pretty well in the first half. It was 3-0, it was 6-0. They held the Ducks to a number of field goals in the first half. They were consistently playing on their side of the 50-yard line in bad field position, held them to field goals, actually stopped them on a fourth down inside the 10-yard line. So the Arizona defense, for being on the field constantly, 21 minutes out of 30 in the first half, they held up well. They were trying to hold the dam in that first half, and they did rather well. 23-0 in the first half. I want to talk about the Oregon defense. Dominant in this game. Continual 3-and-outs against an offense that's been very productive. Not great, not dynamic. It's a Rich Rodriguez offense that's been a big improvement under a new Solomon this season, throwing for 3,400 yards. But in this game, 6 for 12 for 34 yards. Solomon's longest pass, and they played the second and third string quarterbacks in the second half. Their longest pass play, aside from a broken play 70-yarder when the game was completely out of hand at 30-0, 10 yards. The Oregon defenders tackled in space continually every play. 10 yards, the longest passing play for Arizona. In fact, in the first 7 drives of the game, 6 3-and-outs, totaling on these drives 22, 5, 9, -10, 2, -15, and 7. The Oregon defense was impressive. Arizona tried to pound it between the tackles, and especially when the defense was on the field and gassed, they were trying to hang on to the ball, and they started a number of those series, slamming it with Nick Wilson between the tackles, and Oregon would not budge. Wilson, 13 carries for 26 yards. This Oregon defense is better than it's been in the past. They pressured a new Solomon consistently. Again, they tackled in space, longest pass play, aside from the broken play, for the entire night, 10 yards. Offensively for Oregon, Marcus Mariota was himself. He was exceptional, ran for 3 touchdowns. The big difference in this Oregon offense is a special running back who has the size and durability and is a physical runner. Royce Freeman, 21 carries, 114 yards. Power running. So the two differences I see in possibly this Oregon team, and I'd like to see them outside the Pac-12. We saw it against Michigan State, but they were pushed around for 3 quarters, and then they made explosive plays in the fourth quarter against Sparty at home. So against especially Alabama, but also an Ohio State team, possibly if the Buckeyes get there, or Florida State, because they've got the athletes and they've got the size and the strength as well, but especially Alabama. I want to see a different Oregon team than we've seen for the past 5 or 6 years against the elite defenses. Defenses specifically from the SEC and Stanford and Ohio State in the 2010 Rose Bowl that had the type of athletes that match up with Oregon, plus the grit, the determination, the muscle, and just the tenacity. Nasty defenders that know how to play physical football, but also have the athleticism to hang with those Oregon playmakers in space. Again, Ohio State in the Rose Bowl, LSU in a season opener, Auburn, even though not a great defense, an SEC defense, shut down Oregon to 19 points in the championship game, Stanford 3 times. So is this Oregon offense Does it have the capability, possibly with Royce Freeman being a difference maker against a physical team outside the Pac-12? Will be interesting to see, and we will get a chance to see it. People talk every year about Oregon reaching a national championship game, and they have fallen short since 2010, losing at some point to Stanford or somebody else, and not quite getting to that BCS championship game where a lot of people wanted to see them match up with the muscle of the SEC or somebody else. We may get to see it. We will definitely get to see it against somebody in the first round. All right, would love to hear what you have to say about the Ducks' performance. You probably just catch the first half like me, and then it was kind of like, I'm going to check out of this one. It's a blowout. It's a no contest. Oregon wins 51-13. Let's talk about it right here on Mark Rogers TV.